Right then, I'm here for my Richardson Hitchins versus George Kambosos full card predictions and breakdowns. Let's get right into it then, starting with Quinn Moses versus Carl Rogers. I think that Quinn Moses is going to get a stoppage win here in the third round. I think this is one that Quinn Moses gets the stoppage in again. I think he's looking good at the moment. 3-0, 2 knockouts. Carl Rogers has been put in there for him to knock out, but a better name, in my opinion, and a better opponent than the last two guys who he's been in there with. But I think that Quinn Moses' counters are just going to be way too good for Carl Rogers. He's not going to be able to handle it at all. Moses, he's very good. He's a good prospect. He's a good up-and-coming fighter. And I think he boxes well. I feel like he stands in the pocket and trades quite well as well. Gets his nice slick counters in, moves off nicely. I think Quinn Moses is going to win this fight pretty simply. He's going to outbox him, beat him down in the third round, and then stop him, in my opinion. So, yeah, I'm confident that Quinn Moses wins this fight. It's pretty obvious. Anyway, next up then, we go with Alexis Barrier versus Ronnie Hines. I think that Alexis Barrier is going to win this fight. I think he's going to get I'm going to say like round 5 or 6 stoppage, in my opinion, for Alexis Barrier. I think that I feel like he's a good heavyweight who moves well. I think Ronnie Hines, I think at times with him, I've watched him and thought, oh yeah, this guy is all right here, but he's up against guys who he's knocking down all the bloody time. Overall, I feel like he's not. I feel like he's got good snap in his punches. I think Ronnie Hines, he has got fairly quick hands, but he's not beating Alexis Barrier. I think Alexis Barrier has got something about him. He's a Canadian heavyweight with something about him, in my opinion, with quick hands, long range, picks his moments well. I feel like Barrier has actually got pretty decent boxing IQ. Ronnie Hines overall hasn't. I think Barrier has competed at a better level overall. I feel like he's more experienced. He's the guy that Matchroom are looking to build. He's 12 wins, 10 knockouts. He's got power in his hands. And he can box quite well as well, to be fair, Barrier. With Ronnie Hines, I feel like he can box a bit, but a lot of the times he just comes pulling forward. And Barrier, I think, has got pretty good movement overall. And I think his angle work's actually pretty decent. He's going to be able to pick Ronnie Hines off quite a bit, to be fair, throughout the fight. He's just going to be picking him off, and it's not really going to be too difficult for him, in my opinion. It's not a bad name for him to add to the resume, but I think Alexis Barrier is going to win this fight. I'm going to say round 5 or 6 stoppage. I think he's got the power, and I feel like he's got the IQ to literally just completely destroy Hines' equilibrium in this fight. So, yeah, I'm going to say Alexis Barrier wins. Next up, then, we have got Anesto Micardo versus Jonathan Montreal. Anesto Micardo's he's a good fighter. I feel like he's going to win this fight. I'm going to say that Micardo wins. I reckon, he's got 16 knockouts out of his 17 wins. I just had to double check that. He's going to get a stoppage here, in my opinion. He's going to get a stoppage. I think that Micardo's I feel like he's a very good slick boxer who puts his shots together very well. I think he comes forward and throws nicely. I feel like Micardo's good behind his lead hand, sets his shots up well. He's very good at going from body to head, and he's got a real good shot selection where he really mixes it up really well. Micardo's got a lot about him, in my opinion. He's a very good overall boxer with good power who can really affect you with it, to be honest with you. He's not, I don't think, with Micardo, I don't think he's a massive one-punch knockout guy, but it's the speed and the way he puts his shots together, which is just really draining for all of his opponents. I think Micardo is very smart, and I feel like he works his angles well. I don't think Jonathan Montreal's got much of a shout here whatsoever. I don't really give him much of a chance of being able to beat Micardo. Not gonna lie, I think Micardo, in ways, I feel like at times, he's got a good bounce on him, a bit of a Dimitri Bivol kind of bounce about him, in my opinion, to be honest with you, Anesto Micardo. I feel like he bounces into shots well, gets out, but he's always able to leave a dent on you as well. He boxes well, works his angles well, and he's got power. Yeah, I think Micardo is dangerous. To be fair, I feel like he's going to win. I'm gonna say round 6 or 7. Micardo gets a stoppage win. Anyway, we then go to Andy Cruz versus Mashiro. I reckon this is probably Andy Cruz's toughest test to date, in my opinion. Very possibly. It probably is, I think. I think this is a good fight. I think Andy Cruz is going to win. I'm going to say Andy Cruz gets a decision win. I think with Andy Cruz, it's going to be interesting to see whether he can gain Mashiro's respect with his power. I feel like that's going to be an interesting thing to see. Because I think with Andy Cruz, I feel like he puts his shots together very well. And he's a very, very, very great, fantastic all-round technical boxer with a fantastic boxing IQ. But I really do question his power. That is a big thing that I do question about Andy Cruz. If he can't gain Mashiro's respect with his power, then it's going to be interesting to see what Mashiro does, because Mashiro is light on his feet. He's able to get in and out of there well, and he's got. And I feel like he picks his shots well. He's got a good lead hand. He's got a good jab. Mashiro does, and I think with Andy Cruz, he's a very good all-round technical boxer. But it's just that power which you never know, which I don't really think possesses much of. I think you never know at some point could affect him. But overall, I feel like he's going to be a slight level above Mashiro in this fight, though. I feel like he's going to be a level above him. I do think Mashiro's good, though. I do think Mashiro's good, and it's not an easy win for Cruz whatsoever. I do think that Mashiro is very capable of being able to take the odd round off of Andy Cruz here and there. That's what I think. But Andy Cruz is going to be able to win this fight. But it could be close, to be fair. It could be, kind of. I'm going to say, unanimous decision for Andy Cruz. I'm going to say, 116, 112s on probably all the scorecards, or 117, 111 here. But really, it's 116, 112. Competitive, but Andy Cruz is the clear winner. That's what I'm going to say. Yeah, I'm looking forward to this fight, to be fair. I feel like it's going to be a good scrap. Anyway, we then go to our main event, which is Richardson Hitchins versus George Kambosos. Do we ever learn? George Kambosos hates these kind of styles. Hitchins is going to win. Do I go with a stoppage? I really think it's possible. I'm going to say UD. I'm going to say UD for Hitchins. But I think the thing is that what people underrate about Hitchins, I've seen loads of people saying, Hitchins just has that kind of Devin Haney style. But I disagree. With Hitchins, I feel like he's actually decent in exchanges. I feel like at times Hitchins in the middle of the ring is happy to stand his ground, but he's always able to get the better of you in exchanges at range. He doesn't like to fight in the pocket too much. And if Kambosos can get it in the pocket, then he won't. He's fought against this style many times, this kind of style, similar style many times. But I think the difference with Hitchins is that he does sit down on his punches more than Haney does. And that's why I was considering a possible stoppage for Hitchins. Because you look at Loma, very good all-round boxer. We've got probably the best boxing IQ in boxing, but he sits down on his punches, and all that volume and everything was able to really just drain Kambosos and stop him in the end. Hitchins has got a good volume, and he can stand his ground and sit down on his punches in his exchanges. Even though he is a mover, he does like to move when he throws his jab, but he does sit down very nicely on his backhand, and it has got some decent power behind it. He was able to pick Hitchins' power off well and snap his head back a bit with that backhand, which was very clever in my opinion, and very good of him sitting down on his shots, and can sit down on some long, good combinations that he does throw. I do think he can stop Kambosos, but Kambosos, he is tough. He can take lots of punishment. Hitchins definitely doesn't hit harder than Loma and hasn't got the IQ of Loma. So overall, I'm going to say a decision win for Richardson Hitchins, but he's going to hurt Paraguay. But look, I'm going to say I reckon Hitchins drops Kambosos. I reckon Hitchins drops him. I don't think he knocks him out, though. I don't think he stops him. But I'm going to say a UD win for Hitchins, but he drops Kambosos. Can Kambosos get... I reckon Kambosos is going to start all right. I reckon Kambosos is going to take the first 2 rounds off of Hitchins. Then from then people are like, okay. But then from round 3 onwards, Hitchins just picks him off easily and beats him. Unanimous decision. That's my prediction. Anyway, thank you all for watching. And yes, I will speak to you in the next one.